Okay, so we are so excited to have you guys join us today for one of our student panels. We have these every Friday at 1 p.m. And we have a couple of different information that we're going to share with you all, and then we're going to have a moment for you to ask your questions, and hopefully we'll get you some good answers to those questions. So I'm going to go ahead and just let them introduce themselves. We'll just start and go one by one, guys.
I'll go ahead and start. My name is Matthew Bullock. I am a biology major here at Lamar. I am a junior and I am from Beaumont, Texas.
So, hi, I'm Kelsey, and I'm a senior majoring in biology with a prenatal concentration, and I'm from Nederland, Texas.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I am a sophomore pre-nursing major. I'm actually waiting on my application decision for the nursing program for fall. I'm actually from Silsbee, Texas, so it's fun to be here.
Hi, my name is Adrian, and I'm a music major. I'm also a senior, and I'm from Jasper, Texas.
Well, I'm so glad to have each one of you joined with us. We're going to get started with just a couple of questions. I'm going to let you guys answer them, and then we'll move on to questions that students may have. So we're going to start with what, why did you choose Lamar University? And I have Jordan and Matthew. If you don't mind sharing that, y'all can just go one after the other. We'll start with you, Jordan. Why did you choose to come to Lamar University?
Well, I chose Lamar mostly because it's close to my home. So the campus is maybe about 30, 45 minutes from where I live. So I was able to still live at home and still be able to go to college and drive and not have to live in the dorms, which I appreciate because I love my family. Um, I also chose it because of how great the nursing program is. My aunt actually graduated in 2010 with her nursing degree from Lamar, and she always talked to me about how much she loved it and how it was such a great program. And I was like, man, that sounds awesome. Maybe I want to go be a nurse and go to Lamar University one day. And here I am working on getting that degree. So
I chose Lamar because, like Jordan said, it's close to home, it's easy access for me. But I think my favorite thing about Lamar is the fact that the class sizes are like a lot smaller than other major universities. So, I believe the correct number is the faculty to student ratio is 19-1. So, in your classes, you have a lot better chance to talk to and get to know your professors and get your name out there and figure out ways to get experience in your field and build your resume.
Yeah, for sure. Thank y'all for sharing your reason why. We're going to transition to Kelsey and Adrian. We'll start with Adrian answering the question, and then Kelsey, you can just follow in as he's done. The question is, what has been your best experience at the university so far?
Awesome. Yeah. So just the feeling of getting to network with everyone is really nice. So experience that I'll always remember is about 2 years ago, the University Pet Band had the opportunity to travel around Texas and perform with the men's basketball team. So it was nice to begin to perform around representing the university. So that was an experience that I feel I will always cherish.
Okay, so I have loved seeing the growth and development of Lamar University's campus and student life. So over the course of my 4 years at Lamar, we've had several buildings that were added and renovated, such as the Center for Innovation, Commercialization, and Entrepreneurship, or the CICE building. And then our newest, the Science and Technology building, which is my favorite. So this leads me to my best experience. Through Lamar University's plethora of opportunities and experiences, I've gotten the chance to conduct Alzheimer's research under two professors within that the Science and Technology building. Additionally, I received a grant from the CICE last summer with my lab partners, and we got to present our research to the Lamar University and greater Beaumont community.
That's awesome, guys. I think it kind of shows, we as a university, we want to make sure that students are able to to do the things that they want to do, and a lot of that comes with research. So there's a lot of different research opportunities that we have, and then there's events that we have within each major. So as far as for the music department, there's all kinds of events and different things that get you to that networking stage. So I think it's cool that both of y'all talked a little bit about on the networking side of things, of the experiences that you've had. So that's really awesome. The next question we have, we're going to go back to Jordan and Matthew and let them share what is your favorite thing about the university? And we'll start with you, Jordan.
One of my favorite things about the university, well, there's quite a bit that I like. So I have a number of favorites, but one of my favorite things is the library and the Citrus Center. Whenever we were on campus, every Tuesday and Thursday before my class, I would always go and get me a Starbucks drink or some breakfast. And then after that class, I'd always go get lunch at, Chick-fil-A. And I like those two places because it allows me to go and meet up with my friends, kind of hang out, study if I feel like it. I also like the long list of traditions that we have at Lamar, like homecoming week, the week of welcome, kind of everything that we do during homecoming week, like the bonfire. It's just, I love Lamar in general, but those are just a couple things that I personally are my favorites that I get to experience as a student here.
One of my favorite things about Lamar that I think a lot of people take for granted is the fact that since our campus is a little small, most of, if not all of the buildings are really close together. So I've had a lot of instances where I have classes scheduled 15 minutes apart and one building is all the way across campus. And a lot of people complain about that, thinking they have to walk all the way across campus, but it's really not that long of a walk, maybe a 10-minute walk if you're really taking your time. And I've gotten across campus in as little as like 6 minutes. It's really not that bad. And I just appreciate how you can schedule your classes so close together and still have time to get from one place to another.
That's awesome. Well, thank y'all for sharing. We're going to go to the next question we have with Adrian and Kelsey again. And once again, Adrian, we'll start with you. Both of you are seniors, correct? So what are your plans or what's your next steps after you graduate?
So the next steps obviously is going to be to apply. So I'm going to start applying for a middle school position as a band director. So that's kind of where I want to go, is to be able to teach in a middle school band setting. So after that, after gaining a few years of experience, I do plan to move on to high school, become a band director in high school. So that's, the ultimate goal. And those are the plans that I have next after I graduate from Lamar University.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. Well, all fingers crossed for you as you start turning in those applications. Kelsey, if you want to share what your next step is, your plans.
Okay, so after graduation, I plan to attend graduate school to receive my Master's of Science in Biology. So during that time, I plan to strengthen my dental school application and understanding in my field through conducting further research, volunteering, shadowing, and taking upper-level science courses. From there, I will apply to dental school.
Yay, that's exciting. Well, y'all both are going your routes, and we all wish you the best of luck. Now we're going to kind of transition into more of our Q&A, just open forum. So now is your time, students. If you have questions, put those in the chat. You can either address them to everyone or you can address them just to me. My name's Lamar University on here, and it has host beside it. So go ahead, and I'm going to give you a couple minutes to put those in. And I know we've had a couple come in already, so we'll address those, but please feel free to ask all the questions that you have. One of the questions that I am going to ask before we go into the questions that the students have is, I know we are getting close to finals week, and that can be super stressful for a first time and freshman college student, or even transfer students who are transferring into a new university, a new environment, a new setting. It can always be, an uneasy time for them. What are some tips as y'all are going into finals week within the next couple of weeks? Tips on, studying, if there's places to study, if there's just different tips that you have seen are successful for you. And whoever can jump in and go first, and y'all can answer as you want.
Well, usually studying for finals, what I would do is I would actually meet up with like a group of friends in the classroom. If I didn't know a whole lot of people, we just kind of maybe communicate through phone or just like meet up at like a park or something or hang out on campus and just kind of study together. But since finals week this semester is online, me and a few of my nursing friends have actually been doing Skype chats and studying together. We'll have our notes on one side of the screen and Skype video chat on the other side, so we're able to talk together and also look through the notes at the same time as everybody else and actually quiz each other. So that's actually a very great thing. And I'll also make a lot of Quizlets, so just like do quick refreshers and just things like that.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. It's different situations right now, of course, but it's so nice to see that you're able to get with your classmates and study mostly the same way as you were before.
I'll go ahead and go next. I guess for me, I get distracted very easily while I study. So I like to try and find a quiet place. And if you're on campus, the Science and Technology building is really good because upstairs they have a lot of quiet study rooms, and even like the general areas outside where you can sit are very quiet typically. But since we're here at home in quarantine, it's pretty quiet at home. And I tend to put my phone away, usually in another room, because it can get pretty distracting. I try to just keep all media and distractions away from me during my study time.
That's awesome. I know for me personally, whenever I study, I need something in the background. I can't have silence. But it's nice to know that there is that place where you can go and have silence and get away on the campus. Kelsey, Adrian, did y'all have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, so a general tip I would say is to stay organized so that you don't forget about any test dates or assignments, especially any big projects that you have. If you don't have a planner, invest in one. I usually use sticky notes to remind myself of assignments I need to take care of or tests that I may have, just on my laptop, around my car, just anywhere. And then I also recommend rereading your lecture notes that night to keep that information in your brain, just so that you are exposed to it more than once. So.
That's really great tips right there. Adrian, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing she said. So it's pretty much about time management. So knowing to manage your time, especially if you have like big projects, it's best to do like 30-minute intervals each day of each project, because if you try to do it all in one day, it does become overwhelming. So it's nice to have that time management, also just plan day by day. And that way it doesn't feel like a big heavy load.
Yeah, for sure. And to kind of follow up from what y'all are saying too is we at the university, we have something called the STARS tutoring services. And within there is many resources. And it's not just one-on-one tutoring, there's group-based tutoring, but there's also, you can go into their office located in our communication building on the campus, and you can go in there and they can sit down with you and go through like time management tips and strategies and ways to become better at managing your time, and study tips and how to study effectively. And so it's more than just helping in a subject, there's more to it. So if you are struggling on the end of like managing your time and everything, just go to them and they're more than willing to help you with that. And then we also have our Disability Resource Center that can help if you're struggling with taking notes and anything like that. They're amazing at doing that. So we did get a question that came in, and it's was living on campus like, or and can you explain kind of what your dorm situation or resident hall situation is? Who wants to take that one?
Yeah, I'll take it. I lived in dorms for 4 years, all 4 years. So pretty much, the experience there, it's been nice, being able to stay in the dorms, the opportunity to class, walk to class. So I don't have to worry about driving or anything like that. Just a little overview about the dormitory. So every dorm, we have 5 sets of dorms. Each dorm does have security, has a security guard at the front who stays there 24/7. So, you have that there. The current situation right now is pretty much we have the option to move out of the dorms. If we, had to move out, we could. So I chose to move out just to come back home, and they were also giving us a refund. So, in case you wanted to move out, you had that opportunity to move out. But just like I said, kind of moving back to the dorms, it's been a nice opportunity. Live dorms, like I said earlier about having the opportunity to just walk to class. But just having somewhere to stay, and you don't have to worry about commuting, far away. For example, Jasper is about an hour or so of a drive. So just getting rid of that time and actually using that time to study. But there's, the good things of staying in the dorms is that we have kind of like a dormitory community. So there's also like events and stuff that do. Each hall does have its RA, which is the room, resident assistant. So they, host events for you to, get involved and make more friends and connections. So that's kind of, sums up, my experience and, the current situation with the dorms right now.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. The next question we have is, what is your favorite place to go on campus and why?
Okay, so the Science and Technology building for me, but I already explained that earlier. So another one of my favorite buildings is the Setzer Student Center. We've newly renovated that building on campus, and we also added a food court. So that food court consists of Panda Express, Jason's Deli, and my personal favorite, Chick-fil-A. So in between classes, you can go, whenever we're on campus, you can go and get some food for lunch. I believe they're open till the evening, so you could also use part of your meal plan there as well. It depends on your specific plan that you do choose. So we have 2 types of money within your meal plan. It swipes into the dining hall and then declining dollars. The declining dollars can be used anywhere on campus at any restaurants that we do have. So you could also use that there. But if you don't have any kind of meal plan, you can use cash, credit, or anything like that. So.
One of my favorite places on campus is also the Setzer Center. Usually whenever, like around lunchtime, it gets kind of busy. Everyone's going in there to go eat. But usually whenever I get to school early, because this semester I would have class at like 9:30, so I would leave pretty early so I can get there and just kind of relax and chill out before I have to walk to class. I would always go upstairs because we do have an upstairs second floor in the Setzer Center. And on the balcony, they actually have these really awesome rocking chairs. So it's really relaxing just to like go out there, maybe go get a Starbucks coffee and just go sit up there in the rocking chairs, just kind of hang out, mellow out, just kind of relax before you're having to go and hit the books and study or go to class. So that's another big part that I really like about Lamar is the rocking chair balcony area.
Awesome. So we had another question come in, and that is, can you kind of talk about what transportation is like on campus? So maybe one of you could talk about, how parking is. One of you could talk about our campus shuttle.
I'll talk about parking real quick. One question that I get asked a lot when I give tours is, are freshmen allowed to drive and how much is parking? All students at Lamar University are allowed to drive on campus and park on campus. And our parking passes are $60 for the entire year, not just the semester. And that gives you all access to any student parking lot other than the faculty lots and the senior lot, which is only for seniors from, I believe, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. After 12 p.m., anybody can park there. There's plenty of parking all around campus. There's a big parking lot at the Montaigne Center, which has 2 bridges that connect it to campus that you can walk across. And there's parking around the biology building. There's parking around the rec, which is the senior lot. So there's plenty of places to park.
Awesome. And then, Kelsey, I see you unmuted yourself. Could you talk about the shuttle?
Yeah, so we have a shuttle system on campus. It operates 7 days a week, usually during a regular semester, so the fall or the spring. It provides transportations to students within a 2-mile radius of campus. So they could take you to Walmart each weekend, anything like that. But just has to clear it up with them.
They also can, they have 3 stops I know that they make like on a specific schedule, and that's to the Super HEB in Beaumont, a convenience store a little ways up the road from campus, and I believe it's another grocery store, but I think it's Walmart in the Port Arthur area, because something that's unique about our campus is that we're centrally located to the Beaumont and Port Arthur area, so you can drive 10 to 15 minutes either way, and you can get to Mid County, Nederland, Port Arthur, or to the Beaumont area. So it's really easy to get off campus if you are able to drive and go around the city, or you can take the shuttle to the different places. We also have a city bus, and there's multiple the Beaumont City Bus. There's multiple stops around our campus too. So if you are wanting to get out and go to the mall or to a store or to a restaurant or something, and you don't have a vehicle on campus, there's still options for you there. So another question that we got, excuse me, is can you kind of talk about the classroom environment and any experiences you've had with faculty and like student relationship, faculty-student relationship. Sorry, I worded that poorly. That end part.
Okay, so our student to faculty ratio is 19:1, and that's really nice. I know someone has stated earlier that you kind of get a homey feel on campus. You kind of get this sense of belonging because it is kind of like a smaller class size. You basically get to collaborate with your peers better, and then also communicate with your professor. Usually your professor is always there during their office hours, and during the time right now, they've had online office hours, so keep that in mind as well. But they've been really accessible to us this time as well, not only during on campus, but during this time.
A lot of the professors that I've had, they've actually been really understanding with that some people don't learn certain ways. One of the teachers I had, I took a music appreciation class for my degree plan, because I had to have an art appreciation type course. And I explained to her, I was like, I'm trying my best to learn this information, but it's just not working out for me. She actually was able to like help me out, both face to face and through a phone call, in order to kind of explain like the information, and I was able to understand it, and I actually ended up making an A in the class. Because like I explained to her, I was like, I'm having trouble. I'm not a music major, I'm a nursing major, so it has nothing to do with what I'm going into. And she was like the sweetest professor I've ever had, and always like very understanding. So because of the small class sizes, you're able to talk to your professor like that and actually get help, and they won't like overlook you because there's so many students in one class. So that's definitely a good thing about Lamar.
Well, thank you guys for sharing. So I have a question that's probably going to cause a little bit of thought for you guys that came in. So what is one word, if you could describe your experience at Lamar University, what would that one word be? Take a minute, because I know that's a tricky one. You have your word yet? I would think for my experience, working on campus from a different perspective than a student perspective, being an employee on campus. I would say my one word would probably be unique. And just to give kind of a background on that, it would be it's unique. It's a unique situation because I've had lots of experiences through being an employee and being a student as well. So that's kind of where I would say unique.
I think my word would be leadership, because I feel like Lamar University has prepared me to speak in front of people, because that's something in high school where I'm really used to it as much. So, being able to have the opportunity to speak in, public, things that, gives me the opportunity, especially since I want to be a music teacher, I have to get used to speaking in front of large audiences.
That's awesome. Kelsey?
So I would say my word is enriching, just because my experiences at Lamar has been very enriching. It has enriched my life through different kind of experiences and opportunities that it has given me, through academics, organizations, networking opportunities, all of that.
I would say mine would probably be like helpful because of course transitioning from high school to college is definitely not as easy as everyone always thinks it is. Sometimes it is quite difficult for some people. Sometimes it's very easy for others. For me, it was kind of a little bit in between because I did do dual credit through high school, so I was a little more aware of college classes than some of my classmates were. But I would say helpful would be my word because all my professors that I've had have been very understanding and helpful, like I mentioned earlier. And I've also had help through the tutoring center, and they've been very helpful as well. And even whenever I was in marching band and I was still kind of learning, what to do, where to go, how to march, how to do all this, all the leadership positions there were actually very helpful as well.
I think the word that I choose would have to be encouraging because when I first started college, was not very, I didn't have like the positive, like kind of outlook, I guess. I wasn't really prepared for the classes and everything. So my first year was a little rough. But after like I started getting into it and kind of like learning my way through school, I was encouraged to do more things such as like apply for this job. Like previously, I would have never, if you told me if a year ago, if you would have told me I was working a job where I tore people around campus, I would have laughed because that's like not the kind of thing that I would have done a year ago. But now I give tours, I answer phones, I answer questions for people on a daily basis that I never would have even known the answer to last year. So it's encouraged me to get myself out there and do a lot more than I would have previously thought I could be capable of.
That's awesome. Well, I think it's really cool to see each one of your own outlooks and takes on it. We have two more questions, and then we're going to end this session. The first question is, what are resources and or amenities that are available for Lamar University students?
I'll go first on this one. One of my favorite amenities that we have is the rec center. So in there we have a lot of basically brand new workout equipment because during Hurricane Harvey, a lot of high schools in the area were flooded and their like sports teams couldn't train because all their workout equipment got destroyed. So we donated all of our old workout equipment to high schools and we got all new equipment for ourselves. And also in there we have an upstairs indoor 10th mile track. So if you run 10 times around there, it's a whole mile. And we have lots of cardio equipment. We have an indoor soccer court. We also have like a little chill area where they have like foosball and like a TV and like air hockey and stuff that you can play. And we also have a lot of like group fitness courses such as like cycling and Pilates. So it's just a good place to go. Like if you have spare time and you want to, work on your fitness, it's really good to go there.
Yeah, so in addition to that, I know Bayleigh had mentioned earlier about the STARS tutoring. So we have STARS tutoring where you could get tutored in certain classes. And also we have a writing center. Writing center, they have people that can look over your essays, personal statements, resumes. They can look over your resumes in the career professional development department. But any of that, they can look over it, revise it, edit it, and tell you what you need to work on. So that's kind of a cool resource that we have on campus as well.
Awesome. And if you're looking for like a fun resource, we also have something called CAB, which stands for Cardinals Activities Board. And they're pretty much in charge of creating an event on campus for you to get involved. They'll have like bingo night, karaoke night. They'll have bouncy houses. They'll have, door prizes, laser tag, things like that. So something outside of the, academic side and just to have fun and also make friends. But, all these events are free. So that's something really nice that Lamar offers.
I know, so we live in Southeast Texas, right? It's hot, it's always kind of humid and just kind of muggy around here, so everyone wants to go swimming. Well, a lot of students that live on campus don't have access to like at home, don't have access to like a swimming pool. So when they live on campus, dorm residents actually have access to an outdoor swimming pool, a volleyball court, and a basketball court. And if you're not a resident on campus, we actually also offer an indoor swimming pool. They also do lifeguard training and swimming lessons in there as well. So whenever they do have the free swim time, it's at a certain time on every couple of days. So if you guys are interested in that, you have to kind of pay attention to the times and where everything is like related to that.
Awesome. I think to kind of follow up and what you all said is we have a ton of events that happen. It occurs weekly. Our fall semester is mainly controlled, or there's a lot of events surrounding, not controlled, but there's a lot of events surrounding our football season. Like Jordan said earlier, homecoming week, we go all out for homecoming week with a parade, a bonfire, all kinds of activities, weekly scavenger hunt, with usually a really nice prize for the winner. And we also have in the springtime, we have Greek Olympics. We have organizations doing different things like we do bake sales, games on campus where you can win prizes. We have even during finals week, we do where we have can't think of what we call it, but we have dogs that come in, cats and dogs that come on campus, and they do it in the library, and you can sit with the animals and just kind of take a minute to have a moment of just, okay, I can breathe, I can focus, I can, get, kind of have a moment away from studying and then go back and be ready to go. We are going to go ahead and kind of wrap up the session now. With that, the one last question that I have for you guys is, what is one piece of advice that if you put yourself back in your shoes of coming into college, whether you were a first-time freshman or a transfer student, what is your advice that you can give a student for coming into college?
I would probably say, don't be afraid to speak up. If you're having trouble, speak up and tell your professor, hey, I'm having trouble. Can you re-explain this? Can you help me out? Also, don't procrastinate. A lot of teachers will actually give you the syllabus for the entire semester. And of course, sometimes, events happen where dates do get changed, people get sick, classes get canceled. That's okay. But for the most part, teachers do give you the full semester schedule, like day by day, week by week. So you're able to look ahead and see what you're going to have to do. So if they do that, a lot of professors do. Some, however, don't, but most of them do. Whenever you get that syllabus, look out every exam day, every homework day, every project, and write down in a planner or put it on your phone calendar. It helps you stay organized for sure.
My advice would be before your very first class day, get there there a little bit ahead of time. Get near the front of the room. Don't sit in the back because it's harder to pay attention, harder to hear. Also, develop good study habits, and don't think just because you could get by in high school without studying, you can do that here. That's what I thought. Doesn't work. Don't do it. Don't try it. Multiple choice tests, you think you can pass them all by not studying? No, you can't. Don't try it. Study, develop good habits, and just work hard. Don't take it lightly, because college is very serious. It's the rest of your life ahead of you, and you gotta do the best you can. Work now, play later.
Okay, so I would say always keep a positive outlook. Sometimes there will be a course or a test that you may not be doing well in, or you may have not gotten that grade that you wanted. But remember that college wasn't meant to be easy. Remember that college needs to be challenging at times, so that it could challenge you to realize what you need to change in your study habits, like Matt had said, or just how you are being as a person. So always keep a positive outlook and be kind.
Mine would be to believe in yourself. To me, was the most important thing, because I remember when I first got here, I was like, oh, there's no way I'll be able to make that band. Oh, there's no way I'll be able to get involved in that. And then just believing in yourself and actually, going through with those goals that you have. So that was my big thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you all, Jordan, Kelsey, Matthew, Adrian. Thank you for joining us and for kind of sharing your experiences here and answering questions that the students had. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You can email us. Our email address is visit, that's VISIT, @lamar.edu. We check that email multiple times a day. So if you want to reach out to us, you have follow-up questions, you want to get in contact with a specific department, email us to that email address, and we will definitely get your questions answered and get you to the different people that you may want to speak with. Also, we have multiple sessions coming up within the next couple of weeks. So go to lamar.edu/visit, where you found the link for this session. And you can view, we put our schedule out a week in advance, so you can view what all we have coming up. And we hope that you did enjoy this session, and we want to thank you for coming. Thank you, Hannah, for interpreting. And with that being said, we will see you later. Have a great Cardinal Day.